Hello, I'm Brandon Martini, a commercial pilot and flight instructor.
And I'm Carson Vasquez. I'm a private pilot.
And you're listening to the Aviation Mentors podcast, sponsored by Stratus Financial.
So buckle up, because the Aviation Mentors are taking off.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Aviation Mentors podcast. Thanks for joining us today. As we get ready to take off into airshow season, yes, that pun was very intended, we're taking a different flight path as we explore a side of aviation that often flies under the radar, but essential to our community. It really is, which is volunteering in aviation. Whether you're a seasoned pilot, aviation enthusiast, or somebody looking for a unique way to give back to the community, volunteering is an incredible way to have some awesome experience and get up really close to that action. And the biggest thing for a lot of pilots is, I don't have the money to become a pilot, right? Well, this is a great way that you can kind of get immersed into the culture and meet new people. And after you meet all those people, they're going to take you flying. And then obviously, 100% Stratus Financial is going to take care of you and get you that financing as well.
So the first thing is the best thing. We're going to talk about air shows. And air shows are one of the most exciting and absolutely one of the most visible aspects of the aviation community. And they offer a chance to see a variety of aircraft, from vintage biplanes to modern jet fighters, and people doing crazy aerobatic displays. And you can even get really up close to all these pretty airplanes and magnificent machines. And we talked about it, I think, last week or the week before. One of the most renowned air shows in the world is EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, usually just known as Oshkosh.
Absolutely. Yeah, we talked to Dick for, I don't know, I think that was a pretty long episode, actually, like 30 minutes. And he was telling us all about Oshkosh. And that was kind of the reason why I think we decided we'd do this episode, because we did touch on volunteering during that episode. And it's really rewarding.
If you can't tell, we cannot stop thinking about Oshkosh. It's coming up, and I don't have my day counter right in front of me, but it's coming up. We're really excited. Oshkosh attracts over 500,000 aviation enthusiasts from around the world. It is the world's largest air show. It has thousands of aircraft. The thing that many people might not realize or think about is that this massive event is powered by a team of over 5,000 people who are volunteering their time and effort and energy, all to make the show possible. And volunteering at an air show like Oshkosh can be seriously unique and absolutely rewarding. The volunteer positions are pretty much as diverse as the air show itself. And the volunteers can serve in areas and do things like aircraft marshaling, where you're guiding aircraft to their parking spots, admissions, where you're seeing everyone. You're the first one to welcome people into the event. And I think this is probably one of the coolest ones, flight line operations. So your really critical role ensuring safe aircraft operations on the ground, or in all the other areas like hospitality or media relations. So there's a lot of cool things you can do. And we talked about it on our last episode with Dick, but I really wanted to touch on it again. The EAA offers a really easy way to sign up as a volunteer through their website, and comprehensive list of volunteer opportunities and really detailed descriptions are there. So you'll definitely be able to find the role that you want to do the best. And while you're contributing to the success of the event, you're also gaining an insider view to the air show. And you're right up front and center, up close to the action. There's not a lot that you can miss. And you have the chance to meet like-minded aviation enthusiasts from all around the world, right? All around the world, Brandon. Remember in Camp Scholler, there's all these individual camps full of people from different countries?
Yeah, there's a ton of different countries that are there. And it's not just in Camp Scholler. They also have a big giant tent in the show grounds that is for the international aviation community. And you can go there and you can hear like 40 different languages being spoken. And you'll hear people from like New Zealand that flew like an RV-6 or an RV-7 all the way across Europe and Africa and I don't know, the Arctic Ocean, pretty much. I mean, they are.
I don't know the flight path, but it's a long one.
It's a very long one. I mean, I don't know if I would. I mean, I might do that one time. That would be a pretty cool experience for sure. It's really a fantastic opportunity for all types of people with any level experience. But speaking of EAA, the program was launched in 1992 and has since flown over 2 million young people in more than 90 countries. The overall mission of the program is to grow participation in aviation by offering young people their first flight in general aviation airplane and exposing them to, obviously, the total engaging world of flight. And there's even, I don't know what they call it, I think it's called the Old Eagles program. I don't know if it's an official sanctioned program, but they did that at Riverside, I think 2 times, and it brought out a ton of adults, and they got free demo flights. It was really, really neat, actually. I really enjoyed helping, and I actually did some of those flights, so it was pretty fantastic. Everyone got the free 30 minutes in their logbook, which was pretty cool. Participating in the Young Eagles program as a pilot, there's certain requirements that must be met, which I've gone through all these requirements. It's been a few years. I don't know if I have to retake a background check or something, but maybe Carson knows because he did the show notes on this one. But these include an airman certificate. You need to be a sport pilot or greater. You need to have a current medical, if applicable. I'm wondering, Carson, when you were looking this up, can you have basic med as well? I'm assuming yes.
I'm assuming, yeah. I didn't see anything about it. I just took current medical as also basic med.
Yeah, I would assume that current medical means basic med, especially because they really helped AOPA kind of spearhead that to get basic med passed into law. So
yeah, I figure there's plenty of EAA members with basic med. So
yeah, definitely. And being a member of EAA, you have to be a member. I mean, obviously, if you're going to go fly kids around for the organization, you probably should be a member, right? Everybody on here should be a member as well. I've been a member, I don't know for how long, but a long time. But I joined EAA and I joined AOPA right around the same time, probably close to 10 years ago.
Is that when you got the free sign up for both of them? And then just never canceled that membership?
That's exactly what happened. You guessed it. Yeah.
They do it to all the pilots. It works.
So the pilot should also be current in the airplane. And we've talked about currency versus proficiency. By the way, they should also be proficient. It's not mentioned, but they should definitely be proficient.
If you're flying kids, please be proficient.
Please be very proficient. Yes. They have to have 90-day currency, which means they must have carried out at least 3 takeoffs and landings in the last 90 days. Obviously, that is not a minimum. You should have a lot more than that if you're going to go fly children around. Other requirements include having a current flight review, or a BFR, as I like to still call them, even though it's not correct. FAA will probably harp on me for that, but it's called a flight review. Ensuring that the aircraft has undergone a current annual, and also you need to have a passenger liability insurance policy on the aircraft. If it's a rented plane being used, the volunteer pilot must maintain a non-owners or renters insurance policy. Before the flight, Young Eagle's registration form must be completed and remain on the ground during the flight. EAA only has a few steps to become enrolled in the program as a pilot. You can go on their website and do it. It's really pretty easy and straightforward. You have to be a current EAA member, obviously. You have to complete their EAA youth protection training and a background check. You can complete the protection training. You can do all of that stuff right away. But sometimes the background check can take up to 30 days, at least when I did it a long time ago. I think it took 2 or 3 weeks. So don't just think, hey, tomorrow's the Young Eagles flight. I'm going to sign up and go fly. You have to really kind of think about it ahead of time.
Well, that's suspicious, Brandon. Mine took about a day. So
did it really?
Yeah, I don't know what they were looking for with you.
Yeah, that is suspicious. Wow. By the way, my record is squeaky clean. I get background checks due to the business I'm in very often. States and government agencies love to just pull them. So I think I had my background check 80 times last year. It was ridiculous. So they still haven't found anything yet.
Yeah, it was weekly. Then they would have known if you got a parking ticket. So I think you're just fine.
Yeah. It was pretty much weekly. But so after that background check, you have to join an EAA chapter to participate in the chapter's Young Eagle Days. And most chapters are fairly inexpensive to join. It's like $25 or $50 a year. It's not expensive to become a chapter member. In my local chapter, Chapter 1, because we are number 1, I actually advocated a while ago to raise the fees because they were like $15 a year for chapter dues. And I was thinking that is just too cheap. You can't do anything with $15. So I think they're up to $40 now, which is much better than before.
Yeah, it was 20 for me to get into to Chapter 1. I think last year, the year before. So not too bad.
If you haven't renewed, by the way, it's renewal month this month. You got 3 or 4 days.
Perfect. I'm going to talk to Jim after the episode. As we've talked about on the show before, there's a lot of opportunities besides just these kind of volunteers. Going and flying things beyond children is actually pretty fun. So flights like Angel Flights, Aviation Without Borders, and my personal favorite, Pilots and Paws. These are really great chances to go and help out and make a good use of your license and your skills. And finding these volunteer opportunities really is just as simple as Googling aviation volunteer opportunities. But there's also a few places you can look. Volunteerpilots.net, which has a ton of open opportunities. And there's also ACA, the Air Care Alliance. And that one has over 60 benefit flight groups listed on their website, doing pretty much everything from medical transport, disaster relief, animal transport, and educational services support. So there's tons of opportunities out there, and they're really easy to find. It's definitely easy to find one that fits into you and what you want to do. But there's no one holding you to do any one thing in any timeline. So you could also just wait for the one that you really want to do to pop up. Like I have emails coming in from Pilots and Pause, and I'm just waiting for the right flight to take that one.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of opportunities, Carson. There's plenty of reasons for volunteering and embracing all these opportunities, by the way. Experience is one. Volunteering in the field of aviation can have profound impacts on your career progression, whether it's working on ground operations at an air show, participating in search and rescue missions, mentoring young aspiring pilots, which I'm a real big fan of. And these experiences provide unique opportunities to develop and refine your skills. Now, I'm going to sidebar real quick. There is a student that I've worked with for a while. His name is Kyung Min, and he came here from Korea. He joined our military and became an American citizen. And I've kind of helped mentor him for the past, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. I don't know, Carson, how long it's been, but around that 2 years. This guy, he comes into the office and he works harder and studies harder than anyone I've ever met. And he sent me a text yesterday. And I want to say congratulations publicly to Kyung Min. It sounds like he might have got a job as a C-17 pilot. Which is very, very cool. So he got selected, and it goes to final review next month, according to his text message. And I'm really proud of him. I'm excited for him, and it's because of the experience he gained. That's why I kind of segued real quick into that. He volunteers at the airport. He's always the first person to help. I was moving furniture one day in and out, and he was like, "Mr. Martini, please, no, sir, you're not doing that." And he grabbed it out of my hands, like moving furniture into the office. And he's always there to help. And he's one of those people you just want to help because they volunteer so much of their time, and he gives back to our country. He wasn't even born here, but he loves our country as much as we do, which is fantastic. So congrats, Kyung Min. Keep on doing what you do. It's fantastic. So. But hands-on real-world experience can be invaluable when it comes to advancing your aviation career. Obviously, with Kyung Min, it not only helps you stand out in a competitive job market, but it also allows you to establish a network within the aviation community. Obviously, same exact thing, right? Furthermore, it provides a deeper understanding of the diverse aspects of aviation with a broader perspective on the industry. You can also give back. Volunteering is more than just an opportunity to gain experience. It's a chance to give back to the aviation community. Many of us can recall mentors, instructors, experienced pilots who have guided us through our journey. These individuals invested their time and their knowledge to help you or me and Carson pursue our passion for flying. Through volunteering, I've had the chance to help some others. I'm sure you have too, obviously, with Pilot and Pause, Carson. But whether you're helping a young person discover the joy of their first flight or assisting in preserving historical aircraft, which is also really, really cool, or supporting an aviation event. So you're contributing to the growth and vitality of the aviation community. You're passing the baton, figuratively and literally. Not really the baton, more the yoke, right? Or the control wheel, to be properly called. Inspiring the next generation of aviators and ensuring the future of aviation is bright and as exciting as it was in the past. You know, I want to go back to the days where of like the glamorous flight, but everyone always like reminisces about the old days, right? Like in everything we do. And I will say that I reminisce of the old days because it was so much fun for me. Now, I can't look at 100 years ago when aviation just got started and say that was like the glory days of flying, right? Because it was probably exciting in its own ways. But I'll tell you this, the first time I landed on water was extremely exciting for me. It's a memorable experience I will never forget. The first time I landed an airplane all by myself, the first time I took people up, the first time I showed a kid what an airplane looks like let them sit in there or her. Actually, whenever I'm at the airport and I see little kids and they're all giddy about airplanes, I go up to them or go up to their parents and I say, "Hey, do they want to look at the airplane? They want to go sit in it? Not necessarily take them flying, but do they want to sit in it?" And I've never had a parent tell me no. And generally, like I've had one parent, she was crying because her kid was so excited. I don't know what was going on with her, but all I know is I made her day, I made her child's day, and I hopefully sparked that flying bug in this young person. And I don't know, I'm getting goosebumps even talking about it because I remember it really vividly at the airport. It was a cool experience and a cool day. But it's all about just inspiring that next generation. I mean, there's nothing better than doing that, really. So go volunteer your time. Go show kids airplanes. Go do things like that. It's really rewarding. It really is, for them and for you.
Yeah, volunteering, it's really selfless. It's just a way to give back to the community that's pretty much giving you a lot. Our community is really tight knit, but volunteering is also more than just a selfless act. It's a pathway to continue your personal growth, career advancement, and really that means to contribute to community that we're all really passionate about, and we spend our day in and day out just being a part of this community.
Absolutely, 100%. Go to your local airport today. Go ask all the people that you see there. Ask them how you can volunteer your time. I know everyone says, I don't have any time. But yes, you do. Go make some time. Go make some new connections. Volunteering also makes you a lot of connections. I can tell you, every time I've ever volunteered for anything, I meet new connections. I meet great people, and I have a fun and fantastic time. So thanks for joining us today and listening to this kind of content-heavy episode. But I think it gave a lot of insightful information about volunteering and why we do it in aviation and how it helps. So if you want to reach out to either one of us, you can reach us at Brandon@aviationmentors.com or Carson@aviationmentors.com.
And as a wrap up for the day, remember, we're here to guide you in your aviation journey. So fly safe and enjoy the ride.